the sunshine and sky. And there's a reason why I'm feeling so high. Must be the season when the love light's shining all around us. So let that feeling grab you deep inside and send you reeling where your love can't hide, and then go stealing through the midnight light with your love. So let your love flow like a mountain stream. Let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love go. You'll know what I mean, yeah, it's the season. Yeah, let your love fly like a bird on a wing, and let your love find you all living things, and let your love shine. You'll know what I mean, yeah, that's the reason. There's a reason for the warm, sweet nights. There's a reason for the candlelight. Must be the season when love light's shining all around us. Let that wonder take you into space, make you wonder. It's love and embrace, and feel the thunder as it warms your face, yeah, that whole back. Let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love find you to all living things, and let your love show. You'll know what I mean, yeah, it's the reason. Let your love fly like a bird on a wing. Let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love find. You'll know what I mean, yeah, that's the reason. Yeah, let your love shine. You'll know what I mean, yeah, it's the reason.
All right. That's Teresa James, everyone. Let's give her some love. Nice to see you all here in the sanctuary. Good to see you all online. I have a, magic mirror. I've seen all of you on the love stream. So if this is your first time joining us, welcome. My name is Reverend Dr. Michael McMorrow. I'm the senior minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living in Granada Hills. We are a faith community located in the North San Fernando Valley, a place where we welcome all who practice their beliefs in faith and love. Our presider, you just heard from Teresa James. And so if you're online on the chat, make sure you give her a little love and say hello to each other. You might even say hi to Thibaut. He might be joining us from France today. And my bonus mom from Ohio and others. And of course, right here in the room right now, we have our assistant minister, Reverend Nancy Woods. So let's give her some love. All right, and so as we settle in, bring down the lights, let's just take a deep conscious breath together and release. And in the release, just allow ourselves to settle into this moment, claiming it as our own. We made it to church. That's a good start of the week. As we come together for our call to service, which we call lighting the flames of faith. And we perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples, all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. That fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here this morning. So as Reverend Nancy lights the first candle, it's for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. The third candle we light for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. The 10th candle we light for all those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence in their lives for the space we hold for them here in the sanctuary, within our online community, and of course, within our own hearts. So as Reverend Nancy lights the healing candle, please put silently into the light the names of anyone you wish to have experience the healing flame of God's eternal love.
There is one flame that burns in our hearts. There is one light that shines through our love. We light this flame with faith. We find this light within our own soul. There is one flame, one light within.
This light that is within each one of us, the light of truth, the light of love. We're so grateful to be aware of the divine presence that is the essence of who and what we are. That presence that is all-knowing, all-powerful. And as it flows forth into expression in this service this morning, we know that this time that we are spending together is a time of loving, a time of harmony and peace, a time in which we open ourselves to a glorious experience of being the divine expression of life, realizing that the infiniteness of it opens us to let it flow, but knowing that it is constantly expanding in us, through us, and as us. And as it manifests itself as our who and what we are, we know that each and everything that unfolds brings us to a higher expression of it. So this morning we are being gifted with a message that expands us in awareness and opens our heart to be even more of who and what we are. We know that the music that brings our heart to that place of just being, in relaxation, of flowing. And everything that unmanifests And we are grateful for those online. We are grateful for those that help put us online. And grateful for those that help us bring forth this message in every way. And know that each one of us is blessed by this hour we spend together, the richness of it, the expansion of it, and the joy of it. So with all these thoughts of beingness that we are embracing, we acknowledge it together as we say, and so it is. It is a nice morning. This is California when it's having its best weather. I love it like this. This is when you can brag about being in Southern California. Being in the classes, it always awakens more the moreness of this teaching. And it seems like I was kind of feeling around with something recently, and so when we got in this class, and the whole class seems to be pointing me towards an answer for it. And so one of the things that I've when we think of the creative process, and we always relate it to planting a seed and allowing it to blossom, the seed being the idea, and us planting our dreams and our thoughts and our understanding being that we are playing the first cause into what we are creating. So as we plant this seed into soil, it grows. And what we get is our gift of being whatever that idea is. But the thing that came to me recently, and we are discussing in class, is that soil that we planted in. Now, when you relate it to the soil of the universe, we relate it to the idea that we thought of our dream and concept. That's our imagination or whatever. But that soil is the universal presence. And the wonder of it and how it will nurture it. Just like when you plant a seed, you may put a little water on it, you may put a little fertilizer, but it's that soil that feeds it, nurtures it. And how it grows and expands depends on that soil. And we are planting our ideas into an infinite presence that knows everything. So this is why it's so great when you're doing your treatment work, you can say, I release it and let it be. Because that soil is going to give it everything that it needs. And the thing that that brings to mind is, I had a teacher in New York, and I don't even think he created it. He said, if what's necessary for that idea to grow is in the deepest part of Africa or India, or wherever it is, once you plant it, that soil knows how to bring it right to it. So that's why you just let go and let the divine bring your idea into bloom. Just as all of us have come to this place with that awareness, knowing that what we are going to be fed is going to bless us and bring us to a higher level of awareness. So we're very grateful that we're here on this path together, planting our seeds. And thank you for letting me share that.
Take the chip of a star, you hit it with an iron bar. When it's broken in two, you've made the eyes for you. Take the song from a bird and you turn it into words. And when you're through, you found a voice for you. Like a song on the wind, my beautiful friend. Take the coat of a tree and autumn's fallen leaves. Weave them fair, and that's your hair. Take the pail of the moon, dip it with a spoon, dirt the earth and ash your skin. Come in, my beautiful friend. You were born when the world first turned. The flames flickered and fires burned. Yeah, you are the phoenix, and the heavens clear. You can shine, and I'll hold you near. Take the clouds from the sky, and the sun shone bright. Shape them with a while, that is your smile. Take the heat of the earth when the mountains burst. Put it in a mold, and your heart will hold. Like a song on the wind, my beautiful friend. Together till the end, my beautiful friend. Shining till the end, my beautiful friend.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Isn't she perfect? Thank you so much. So our announcement. If you desire a 2-minute tune-up, there's always practitioners available. Will there practitioners raise your hand? So if you want to expand something good, be willing to step into it. Or you can try later at cslgh.org. You can also find a practitioner available. Our self-mastery class continues tomorrow night, Monday, October the 6th at 6:30 to 9 p.m. And we welcome anyone that wants to join us. Also on October the 6th, the Full Moon group, it's SUM. The Harvest Moon celebration would be at 6:55. So join them here if you want to. October the 8th, Miss Hack would have her Taze service, and join, it's online, and so if you can't be in person, join them online. It's really a sweetness, just meditating together and being in stillness. your spirit would be very grateful if you did. Also, on the 18th, the Granada Hills Street Festival, we're going to have a booth outside. So if you would like to help, there's still a sign up out there for you to join and help us. It's sweet to introduce your community to the people that live around here, as well as have a chance to kind of meet the people in the neighborhood. They have some nice sales, too. On Sunday, October the 19th, there's a fall potluck, and after the second service, so if you want to participate in that, I think you have to see Beverly, that she's in charge of that. And Chloe, would you bring our gratitude box up? There's always something to be grateful for. Let's see what it is today.
This is I am grateful for everyone who comes in my life.
Oh. That's knowing that Spirit is in every soul that comes into your life. Oh, what an idea. Oh, okay, so could you stand and say the Declaration of Principles with me? We believe in one universal spirit manifesting through all, natural and incarnated in us. We believe that the universal spirit is personal too and reveals itself through everyone. We believe in our faith, based upon the law of mind, which automatically manifests in our experience according to that faith. We believe in the unity of all life, immortality of the individual soul forever expanding. We believe in eternal goodness, eternal loving kindness, and the givingness of life.
Y'all sing with me now. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world, and I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright, and I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world, and you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright, and you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright.
So our theme for October is glow up. But before we get into that, I just want to point out if the center seems unusually dazzling today. It's because the Karma Yoga retreat was yesterday, and I can see evidence of their little touches here and there. So who was in the Karma Yoga retreat yesterday? I know Jennifer was. So if you're joining us online, thank you. There was a group of about 8 people, right? No. Oh, 4. Okay. So, well, you guys did a lot of work for 4 people. So thank you, and much appreciated. Because I see a definite difference. I also want to thank Andrea Racht, Reverend Nancy Woods, and Reverend Dr. Maureen Hoyt for filling in for me on last week on short notice. So the reason why I've been gone is I went fishing, but all I caught was COVID and a resentment. So my kid brother Steve he caught the fish of the day. No, it's a nice one, huh? Yeah, it's wonderful. So beautiful rainbows. This is at Crawley, Lake Crawley. Beautiful rainbows turn around and perch. So if you want to see what resentment looks like, that would be there. Yeah, he caught damn fish. So it's like this. I was like this, my little perch. Yeah, it was fun. Hey, my brother, I have a brother, so 4 on that trip. Only 4. So the other thing I want to acknowledge is I wasn't here in person. I did get to watch online the discussion groups and the energy behind the Braver Angels discussion group that we had here a couple weeks ago, which was fantastic. You know, Braver Angels is an outside group, so it was an outside event that we were hosting that encourages right-leaning and blue-leaning folks to come together and have conversations for understanding rather than persuasion. And then to see if they can come to some, action points that, and people vote. And anyway, I just really, it was, I'm glad we did it. And I just want to thank Beverly and Ian and Jennifer and whoever else stepped in, to help the effort. We had to put the chairs back and tables. It takes a lot of work to do such things. So I just really appreciate that you bought into that. So, and as we say, we're going into Glow Up. So today, the talk title is The Ultimate Glow Up. And we're going to talk about what that means here in a little bit. But before we get to that, let's just recap briefly. So there's Convict Lake, which is where I was. So last month, we explored this notion of transcendent purpose. If you remember, what's the point? What's the point anyway? Well, self-realization is the point, to understand our oneness with the divine and how we can grow within our awareness of that. The next week, we spoke to the purpose that surpasses all, the purpose that surpasses all. So we tapped into this notion of the divine purpose that surpasses all by rising higher and growing deeper in our connection with the divine. And then we spoke to the elevation of awareness, where ultimately when we know better, we do better. And exploring, what's driving my distractions? And what drives my distractions to obsessions? Now, this is paramount. If we accept and are committed to knowing that if I want to change the experience of my life, I have to change the way I think about my life. Now, this means that we are going to have to ask some tough questions about our life. Why does it look the way it does? This is can be particularly challenging for those who have a few miles on us, right? So, if we're over 40, we've had enough time to know some, the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat, shall we say. So we've taken our lumps and had our victories, and we have a story that we have constructed about that. So are we ready to ask some tough questions about why our lives look the way they do? And what is the primary thought? Or is there a primary thought even? Or is there a structure of thoughts, a structure of knowing, if you will, that needs to shift in order to, for a new experience to demonstrate? So if we are honest about this, if we are honest about it, this is a very open subject. It's a pretty wide field. But what we know as people who practice this philosophy we call the science of mind and spirit is that what is going on in our inner world is being reflected in the outer world. What's being, but what is also true is that the spirit that is all around us is also being reflected through us as well, to the extent that we are able to allow that to happen, to allow it to happen. So it's not a question of being worthy. It's not a question of, dialing in the cosmic tumbler, coming up with the right combination of anything, except to know that the Spirit is a-knocking and all I got to do is open the door. So there was another guy who talked about that a long time ago. So it's a pretty wide open field, these questions. Why don't I have any money? Right? Is it true that all the good ones are taken? What must I shift within myself to create more harmony with my life partner? Why do I often let my kids get the best of me? What keeps me from asking for a raise? How is it I lost my temper again? What's the real reason? What's the real reason for not finishing my degree? Or that graduate degree? Or that extra training? Or, when is it time to hang up the tool bags and move on? So when we're feeling stuck, and you have your own question, I'm just throwing those out there to prime the pump. When we're feeling stuck, unsure where to turn to next, when we're feeling like we're out of options, when we're asking the question, God, what else can go wrong? It's time not so much to grow up, but rather to glow up our gig. But how? So what does this glow up thing mean anyway? Well, we have this group of ministers, our little hipsters, ministers. They're going to educate these old-timers like me one way or another. Glow up is an informal term for a positive personal transformation, typically one involving significant changes in appearance and style, and often also growth in confidence and maturity, and sometimes aspects of personal or professional life. So I don't know that shaving today qualifies, but it did. Yeah, or a little. So now, so if we find ourselves seemingly stuck, in the frustration of spinning our wheels. When we are seeking, when we're seeking forward traction or momentum, right? Maybe we've had something in mind for a while that it just seems like something keeps getting in the way. That means it's time for the ultimate glow up, a spiritual transformation. Spiritual transformation is the ultimate glow up. So as we are nearly through the year, with its emphasis on rising higher, remember that was the theme, the annual theme, rising higher, growing deeper, our glow up must be showing in our spirit, in our bodies, in our lives. But how? Well, these are simple questions. The ones that I listed, the ones that you came up in your own heart while I was going through the list, they're often simple questions that have complex answers, right? Because after all, we've been living our life this way for our entire life. So that's why it's difficult to shift. The first service thought that was funny, by the way. Just thought I'd point that out. Now, this is why we have Science of Mind classes, because it takes a bit of work to mine those nuggets. And it is mining, I think, right? We're mining those nuggets of preciousness that are your own unique expression of the Most High and your own unique connection with the divine. Not as I understand it, not as Ernest Holmes teaches it, or even all the avatars and teachers throughout time, but as you understand it. It's a personal connection, a personal experience. Right? But the distractions of life, man, it's amazing the many ways that stuff gets in the way of that. Have you noticed? But this is why we go to Science of Mind class. Because unless we make a commitment to those 2 or 3 hours for weeks at a time, we just don't get around to it, right? And there's something about strength in numbers. There's something about an instructor saying, well, what do you think about that? Well, geez, let me see. What do I think about that? Right? I remember one time when I was stuck. You guys have heard this story before, but it bears repeating. Because I was before ministry, as most of you know, I was a building contractor. And I kept wanting to get to the next level, to be more profitable. And all I was doing was demonstrating futility. And I remember I was in class, and I remember saying to Nancy, this crap doesn't work, man. I'm doing all the treatment work. I'm sitting and meditating. I'm doing all the stuff you say, and all I'm getting is this, crap. And Nancy said, Mike, there's nothing wrong with your consciousness. Look how well you're demonstrating. I'm like, oh. That's not very nice, right? But what that was pushing me to look at the deeper underlying causes, and some of them were very simple, right? Like, the universe cannot pay an invoice I don't present. Business owners who have change orders, who don't do your bookkeeping. The universe cannot cash a check that I don't write. I have to put a demand on the universe. What is it I want? As we get more clear on that, the law can't help but demonstrate it. Right? It's called the supremacy of the law. The law of what? The law of cause and effect, the law of life. That we are cause to our own effect. So in classes, we learn from other spiritual teachers, from all the denominations, right? We take our good where we find it. Psychologists, scientists, anything to shake the tree, anything to shake the dust off the sandals of old thinking, if you will. So one of the first things we work on is, what are we focusing on? Do we know what it is that we want? So many people know what they don't want. Right? In fact, one of the first things you do in a very beginning class is you make a list, and people say, okay, what is it you don't want in life? That list will be, 3 legal pages long. All right? Say, okay, so what do you want in life? It'll be like 4 items. Incredibly vague. I want to be rich. Well, yeah, who doesn't want to be rich? Right? Specifically, what's the feeling tone of being rich? What is it you want to experience of life in knowing that you don't have any money concerns? If that is what's keeping us, holding us back. Sometimes we don't even know, but it's often a worthiness issue. We are in this field until we can break the spell that we are not worthy. I remember as a young child making my first communion, not having a sin on my soul. Oh Lord, I am not worthy to receive you. That's what you say when you make your communion. Well, how can a child not be, The dude said, bring the little children unto me. Well, which is it? It's nobody's fault. I'm just saying these notions are deeply embedded in us. The truth is that you are worthy. You are worthy because you are. You are a manifestation of the infinite consciousness of the Most High that chose to incarnate as you in this moment so that it could have an experience of itself by means of your life. Woo! I'm going to have to watch that one later so I can believe it. This is the truth. This is what we're shooting for. What are we focusing on? And then after that, then how is our prayer life? Are we praying? Are we forgetting? Right? So one of the things like in yoga they talk about, right, is breathing. Right? When we've had Rama Mataji here, she spoke a lot of stuff, but I think over and over and over again, she breathe in the life of God. It's the one thing that we can't live without, the breath. And yet, so many of us are going around like this. There's a thing called tidal air, right? That's the air that resides deep within the lungs. That stuff needs to get out of there. Be circulated. To re-inspire. So how is our prayer life? Are we just going through the motions, or are we actively engaged? Are we curious about learning new ways of communing with the Spirit? Are we curious about communing with love? If spirit or the G-O-D word is too rough, how about just love? Deeper levels of love. Levels where you have no expectations on its return. Because we're so confident in its return. Because we're so comfortable with ourself, our authentic self. They talk about people like, Jesus and, the great avatars, the Buddha, other avatars of all the various teachings and the saints of the various religions. I suspect that the thing that made them so attractive is that they were fully realized as who they are. It's a very powerful way to live. And there is a charisma and a strength and a spirit to that. There's an upglow to that. And people cannot help but be attracted to it, like a moth to a flame. Are we staying spiritually conscious? Don't judge it. This isn't about taking your inventory so that you can find something else to beat yourself up with, right? And let's say we're dealing with a health crisis or something that is got us really agitated or anxious. Are we pleading and petitioning? Or are we knowing the truth? Are we knowing that it's already done? Because we're staying tuned up. That was a banana. Excuse me. Because we're staying tuned up, you see, attuned. Now, the human condition, of course, is that you can veer off of that. And, it doesn't matter how much stuff you know, right? If you lose your temper and it all goes out the door, right? I tell my wife how much I love her, I appreciate her, blah, 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 and then, I trip over one of the dogs walking in, God, behind all this stuff, though, is a powerful question. One point of inquiry to ask ourselves, really, in order to get our motor running. We're fond of saying around here, God is all there is. The mind of cosmic intelligence is everywhere present. The infinite heart of the Most High is available to us, that it is both impressing and expressing itself in, through, and as all of life, in, through, and as your life, even my life too. The question is, what if this is really true? What if it's really true? What if we really know in our heart of hearts that it is true? What would be different? What if it's true that there is absolutely no one and no thing working against me? Now, if you are like most folks, you can conjure up 10 exceptions to this idea, and already have probably. And I would offer that the more strenuously you and I argue for those exceptions is precisely the point that most needs our attention, if not deep healing. And this stuff runs deeper than we may know. Right? Others may know it. Others know a lot of false stuff too. But I have learned that I must examine all of it without simply dismissing it. Right? What's being revealed is being revealed to be healed. So that's great when all the good stuff is showing up. Right? So again, what if it's true that there is absolutely no one or no thing against me? Now, it's important to say again that life happens. We can seemingly get swept up and carried away in the law of averages and not in the best of ways. It's important that in these times to remember that the universe is receptive, that the universe is always listening, that it does, in fact, respond to what we are putting into it. That it does not say that this is good or this is bad. The universe knows only to say yes. The supremacy of the law is to say yes impersonally. It seeks only a creative outlet. Now, what does this mean then? Well, it's up to us to sharpen our awareness, to be ruthless in our own self-examination. Again, not in judgment, but to acknowledge. Right? So when you take an inventory for a store, you don't get angry that you're out of grape nuts. You just order more grape nuts. It's that kind of thing. And when our tendency of thought leans to what we want in our heart of hearts, it tends to demonstrate, always to the level of our ability to embody that new idea. So Ernest Holmes wrote this, which I find helpful to remember, that there is a power and a presence in the universe which responds to us so completely, so perfectly, that we shall be amazed when we realize how completely, how perfectly. But it can only operate for us by operating through us. Our communication with God, as we understand God to be, must of necessity be and always remain an inner light, that we communicate with the indwelling God. So there is a place to take your prayer, to pray in secret, as the carpenter might say. The secret chamber of the heart that is uniquely yours, where the indwelling Spirit resides. Hang out there for a while in a consistent way, and all kinds of seemingly miraculous things can happen. Old resentments dissolve and fade away. That troublesome coworker takes a job downtown, right? Or you get moved to another office. This was an actual thing that I was working with. That actually happened. They wanted them to get, to go away. What happened was they got a promotion and moved closer to home, so they no longer had to commute to the office. So we don't you don't know how this stuff's going to work out. Opportunities present themselves seemingly from nowhere, or maybe they were right under our nose the whole time and never saw it. So let's take a breath. Ultimately, what we are working with here is the power of love. That this energetic that the physicists tell us has been here from the start, that it can't go anywhere. Energy cannot be destroyed, just reformatted. Expressing itself in the human condition is love. And how best to experience more love in our life is to do what? To give it away. So the Chili Peppers were not wrong. Give it away now. Love does not overcome hate and fear through controversy, argument, or force, but by a subtle power of transformation, transmutation, and sublimation. It is invisible in its essence, but apparent through its act. As light overcomes darkness and the presence of heat warms a cool room, it is until it is comfortable, so the radiant action of love and peace dissipates fear, hate, and confusion. So, as we go through the rest of this day, let's contemplate the ways that we can cultivate love. Bring our awareness to the love that is around us. Where maybe we've been withholding a bit. Maybe we need to practice a little forgiveness in some area. Bring the light of spirit that's always available to the situation. So kick that one around today. See if there's something you can glean from that to take into your work week. then come back next week and we'll see how we did.
Knock me off my feet, but I think it's time for me to start walking again. Stop running away from it. Next time you see me, I'll be singing a new song, 'cause I'm learning to shine on, shine on, shine on. There'll be time enough for darkness when everything's gone. So shine on, shine on. There is work to be done in the dark before the dawn. So shine on. It's been hard not to give in, and it ain't easy living in hard times. I know it's weighing on your mind, but the next time you see me, I'll be uplifting, yeah. I will give you hope. I'm learning as I go to shine on, shine on, shine on. There'll be time enough for darkness when it's gone. So shine on, shine on. You know there's work to be done in the dark before the dawn. So just shine on. I know how dark it seems. I feel it coming up inside of me, and I feel it in you too, in everything we do. But next time you see me, we'll both be laughing, and oh, just to be alive, we are learning to shine. So shine on, shine on. There's time enough for darkness when it's all gone. And shine on, shine on. You know there's work to be done in the dark before the dawn. Yeah, there's work to be done, so you gotta shine on. So shine on.
All right, so I don't know if we have any kids back there, but I'm going to ring the bell. So if you've come prepared for a physical offering here this morning, just make your way to the basket here as you will. And we'll sing.
Sing with me now. Spirit gives through me, Spirit receives through me, Spirit lives and breathes through me. Spirit lives and breathes through me. Spirit gives through us. Spirit receives through us. Spirit lives and breathes through us. Oh, Spirit lives and breathes through us.
Going within for just a moment longer as we recognize that this basket represents both the generous heart of the individual, the receptive heart of this spiritual community. The generous heart of that individual who knows and knows that they know that God is our source, our substance, our supply. So by whatever avenue your generosity finds its way to the center, through online giving, through the mail, through the offering here this morning, that as spiritual community now, we accept all of it with deep gratitude and love, as we know together these gifts go forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless not only this community, but anyone connected to it in any way. From this place of gratitude, we extend a blessing upon our community of Granada Hills, our city of Los Angeles, our state of California, our United States of America, all of its churches, temples, mosques, schools, universities, the people who attend them, the people who support them, that we know for our planet as well in some wonderfully crazy cosmic way, that it is all an expression of divine mind. And to the extent that we know this to be so, this lifts our hearts. We feel a sense of grace and power that propel us into ways of spiritual living that raise not only our own life, but the lives of those around us as well. And that's a good thing. And together we can acknowledge this by saying, and so it is. Amen. All right, so let's give Teresa James some more love again. Nicely done today. So I like that song you pulled out from nowhere for the first song. You're a real pro. All right. And let's give Reverend Nancy some love as well. And, you know, celebrate yourself for getting out of the house and going to church today. How about that? All right. Pray us out, Rev.
So it is with a grateful heart we say thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to share this experience. And as we make the choice to glow up, knowing that we are willing and able to determine what it is in our heart we desire, trusting that the infinite intelligence will deliver. And as we go forth to embody these understandings even more than ever before, it is with a consciousness that appreciates each other, the center, and all that this philosophy offers. So it's with joy in our heart we say thank you, and we join together as knowing this as our truth, as we say. And so it is.
So it is. All right, you guys want to join in the circle? Sing with me on the peace song.